Tony Evans is back. The Dallas Megachurch pastor, who stepped away from pastoral ministry last year due to unspecified past sin, returned to preaching last month for a politically conservative conference in Iowa. In June 2024, Tony Evans, 75, stated that he committed a sin many years ago that wasn't criminal but lacked righteous judgment in my actions. Announcing he needed to hold himself to the same standard as he's required for others, he stepped down from leading Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, the church he founded and led for more than 40 years. For the past year, Oak Cliff has remained quiet on the details or timeline of the restoration process that Evans was allegedly undergoing and whether he will return to preaching there. Then, on July 11th, Evans spoke at the Family Leadership Summit in Des Moines, Iowa, sponsored by the Iowa-based The Family Leader, a conservative Christian public policy group. Pastors and politicians spoke at the conference, with Evans as one of the headliners. Although he'd been a past speaker at the summit, Evans joked in his speech that Family Leader CEO Bob Vanderplatz was hesitant to invite him back this year because Evans wasn't ready. He then kidded that his readiness was related to whether or not he had enough practice being a dynamic speaker. Evans said he then offered Bob sample CDs of his sermons, but it wasn't enough. He finally offered, "Bob, I'll come for free." Evans joked that Vanderplatz said, "Now you're ready." Vanderplatz introduced Evans as a dear friend and someone who has cared about challenging men to be better husbands, fathers, and men of integrity. "He is just a champion of the gospel," Vanderplatz said. "He's a champion of the family. He's known all over the country and internationally. He has leaders' ears, and they listen to him." The audience applauded as Evans took the stage. The Roy's Report asked Oak Cliff spokesperson Lauren Stewart whether Evans has or will be returning to Oak Cliff to pastor or preach, and whether the church knew or approved of him to preach at the summit. She said the church has no comment. TRR also reached out to the Family Leader to ask if they know about the nature of Evans' past sin and whether he has finished a restoration process. They didn't immediately respond. TRR also reached out to the spokesperson for Evans' radio ministry Urban Alternative for comment, but received no immediate response. Urban Alternative regularly posts archived sermons of Evans on its website. At the conference in July, he preached about the importance of the church using the Great Commission to engage the world and culture without becoming part of conflicts. He likened this role to referees on a football field. Evans used to be the chaplain for the Dallas Cowboys, a role his son, Jonathan, a former NFL football player, now holds. "I want you to disciple the culture," he said. "Our job is to create a constituency of people who understand that they are ready to reach up to heaven with their feet firmly planted in history, so that the culture gets to see what the kingdom of God looks like when his representatives are on the field."
Boy, several years ago, I hate to say how many years ago, I went to a Promise Keepers event. It was like decades ago. It was at the Metrodome in Minneapolis, and there was a dynamic speaker there who really was challenging me and 60,000 other men to be a better husband and to be a better father and to be a man of integrity and to be a man of courage. And I thought, wow, that guy can light up a stadium. And I even kind of left that day thinking, I'd love to meet him one day. Because I also heard he was a chaplain for the Dallas Cowboys, who's a chaplain for the Dallas Mavericks. And I love sports. It'd just be a fun guy to meet one day. And today, he's just a dear friend. He's a dear friend. It wasn't that long ago where he and I were in his home, in his living room, and after visiting, just prayed for one another together. He's a guy who has embraced this model of leadership, of inspiring the church to engage government, not for the advancement of a party, but for the advancement of God's kingdom and the blessing of people. He's one who has embodied this conversation you just had with Greg and Kelly by starting the Urban Alternative about how the church should be a resource in meeting community needs. He is just a champion of the gospel. He's a champion of the family. He's known all over the country and internationally. He has leaders' ears and they listen to him. Please give a hearty Iowa welcome for Dr. Tony Evans.
Well, good morning. I am privileged and honored for this opportunity to be here at the summit and to affirm a great man and a great ministry and all of those who are supporting this great work. I was here a couple of years ago and I was a little offended that they didn't invite me right back. I called Bob. I said, Bob, you didn't invite me back. He said, well, you did okay. But this is really a significant gathering that we have, and this year it's going to be, really leaders, and we really need some dynamic communication. I said, well, I really want to come. He said, well, we heard you, and you're just not ready yet. So being somewhat evangelically ticked off, I said, I'll practice. Can I send you a CD? He said, well, send me a CD and I'll listen and see if you. So he listened. I called him. Did you listen? Yes, I listened. What do you think? You're getting better? But you have to understand, this is a family leadership summit and, average won't do. I said, give me one more chance. He said, send me one more CD. So I sent him one more CD. He listened. He said, I see you trying hard, Evans, but you're just not ready yet. I said, Bob, I'll come for free. He said, now you're ready. So I am... I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be here. Thank you for having me.